Coach, I asked Cam the same thing after the loss to Georgia Tech in practice this week. Is this something you sense coming, or how was it in practice?
I thought our practices were of the right tenor, if you will, after losing at Georgia Tech. We certainly were very disappointed that night, and we've been very disappointed since that loss, and kind of rallying the troops, if you will. We had plenty of time to stew on it and dissect it and learn and grow from it. And but I didn't expect this, certainly, and I don't think anyone in that room would have expected this. And we thought, Tuesday was tough. It's going to pale in comparison to this.
We'll go to Steph and then to Justin.
Cam said he felt like the offense got a bit stagnant there, when they went on that 12-0 stretch. I guess, what did you kind of see from your team in the stretch, and why do you think the offense got stagnant like that?
If I had the answer, I'd have fixed it during the game. Was it 59-50 or was it more than that? I thought it was 59-50 at some point, and they scored the last 10. I don't know exactly how it unfolded.
It was 15-2 then.
But it was also 10-0, no?
Right.
We knew they would press us, and we were expected that, and we handled it for the most part in the first half. They were falling back to more of their tandem 2-3 in the first half, with maybe one or two possessions of their 1-3-1, and we did a decent job, not great, but in the second half, they mixed it up, especially the last 4 or 5 minutes. They got out of the rhythm of zone press back to the tandem 2-3, and they went more 13, 1-3-1, and we weren't as aggressive looking back as we probably should have been against the press and trying to score and maybe get them out of it. We were almost satisfied to break it, and it's a tough style to play against. I mean, kudos to Coach Johnson and their staff and players. They played really hard, and we expected them to play hard, and they never gave up, and they stuck around, and they found a way to win, on the road. But I thought in the end there, we were on our heels. The changing of the defenses after the press slowed us down, and regardless of that, when you only have 16, 18 seconds after breaking it, and then trying to get organized against the zone can be difficult if you're not seasoned and if you're not on top of what you're supposed to be doing. And then we just couldn't, when it became late, like 5, 6, 7 seconds left on the clock, and we didn't have a lot of offensive momentum, we had a hard time breaking them down. We had a hard time, getting 2 guys to guard 1 and getting a paint touch, and trying to make a play for someone else. And then when we did, we had multiple opportunities the last few possessions at the rim, and we just couldn't stick it in the goal for some reason. We just had multiple guys have multiple opportunities, and a lot of those possessions to get a big drive finish or a stick back finish, and we weren't able to do that.
Paul, go ahead.
Sean got his first start of his career, and also noticed Trey didn't play today. Any update on him?
Both just coaches' decisions, nothing more than that.
So, I mean, you have the full week off before you play again on Saturday, which I can see being a positive and a negative after a game like this. You've got more time to recover, but also more time to maybe stew on something like this. How do you view it, and what's going to be the message when you guys get back together tomorrow, whenever it is?
Since we've arrived, I think being 1-7 in the SEC was probably the biggest adversity that we have faced thus far. But in my opinion, it's going to pale in comparison to what we're going to go through moving forward. This is going to stay with us all year long. There's no way around it. We're going to have to figure out, how we move forward as a group, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. It's going to challenge the fabric of our program. It's going to challenge some individuals in our program in terms of staying tight, staying together, believing in what we're doing individually and collectively. And it's going to be a test. It's going to be a real challenge. And you mentioned just this week having to wait all week before we play another game. that's gonna be hard too. You know, it's gonna be hard, but even then, I mean, it is, this isn't gonna go away, you know, for a long, long time, or ever this season, depending how it unfolds.
Go back to